But he names content creators like ZSMBLU, RDC, and Cenat as people who were perpetuating the violence that was brought around the boy. He said that UMG prioritized money over Drake's safety.
It's just so corny, so sad, so pathetic. I can only imagine how many jokes have been cracked at his expense at the Kendrick Lamar residence. I don't know if things can get any worse for Drake, man. It's looking terrible.
It's on the reaction community. It's no way you got us in this case, dog. No, we chilling, having fun. And you got us listed in the case? Oh, this gotta be the softest nigga ever, dog.
At this point, Drake has lost the battle, he's lost the war, and he's trying to leave with no dignity as well.
So Drake is suing UMG for defamation over Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us, alleging that they published and promoted the song even though it included...
This has to be the biggest L in rap battle history. I don't think there's ever been a bigger L taken by a rapper.
false illegal allegations about Drake, and that it suggested listeners to resort to vigilante justice.
This week, in a shocking turn of events, Drake seemingly settled with UMG, UMG seemingly settled with Drake, and they left the courthouse off of the original lawsuit that was going on between the two. But here comes Aubrey again, flying in and disrupting everything, showing that he is flying not as an angel, but more so as a vulture to the culture and disrupting everything that has to do with this whole rap beef. Now, I think the claims that Drake is making here have some ripple effects in the whole creator community that aren't being talked about a lot on the internet. But what Drake is seemingly saying is that UMG failed to enforce copyright laws that would have people copyright stricken, videos taken down, blocks and restrictions on people's videos reacting to the song They Not Like Us, which seemingly helped the song spread to get to nationwide success, where he was called a certified lover boy, certified. Now, what's interesting is in this lawsuit, he goes on to literally name, which, boy, streaming has come so far. Like, content creation has come so far. We got to give ourselves a round of applause, man. First, we're on the Congress floor with Sneeko, and now Drake is mentioning people by name in lawsuits. Content creation is up. But he names content creators like ZSMBLU, RDC, and Cenat as people who were perpetuating the violence that was brought around the boy. He said that UMG prioritized money over Drake's safety. And I was trying to figure out which safety Drake was talking about, but he's so silly.
Drake also claimed in the lawsuit that the diss track resulted in one of his security guards being attacked by intruders at his home in Toronto, as well as online hate and harassment. He also claimed that this caused a huge hit to his reputation and is actively decreasing his brand's value just before his renegotiations with UMG this year.
He also made some claims that he had to remove his son Adonis from school because it just got so dangerous. Took him right out of them schools and just brought him up to Toronto to put him in the compound to coddle him. Look, I get what Drake is saying. These are the legal games that you gotta play. You gotta kind of word it just a little bit shady, honestly, in my...
But that's the thing. He doesn't have to play these games. He could have just taken the L. I think Drake has realized that he will never be that guy again in the rap industry. And it's such a shame because he had a legendary run. He really should have tapped out. He should have tapped out maybe 1 album, 2 albums ago. Just said, you know what? I did it. I retire as the GOAT, the greatest to ever do it. Now, of course, art is subjective and people might not be fans of Drake music. Like maybe you don't think he's that great of a rapper. I personally was a Drake fan going all the way back till high school. But what he has accomplished, I think he's accomplished more than just about any other rapper in terms of hits and singles and all of this, right? And so he could have retired a champion, lived a quiet life, dropped an album or a song here and there just to feed his diehard fans. But he didn't want to give it up, man. He wanted to stay on top until he was in his 50s. And now he's lived long enough to see himself become the villain. And he has lost all aura, all respect. And I think he's like, well, at this point, at the very least, I can try and get a bag from UMG, I guess. Maybe try and downplay the success of Not Like Us with this lawsuit, because he's lost all his aura. He's lost all, he knows that he'll never be the cool guy in rap ever again.
My opinion, this is a little bit wonky, but this is the way that the game is played. And I will say that there are some crazier accusations and things that transpired during the beef, and we can't necessarily attribute those to Kendrick Lamar, but I don't know if people remember that people ran up on Drake's house and pewed his front doorstep, and security was involved in all this other stuff. I could see how he could lump all this into the lawsuit and try to get UMG by saying, hey, you kind of promoted this, you let this happen, you caused this to happen type deal. I gotta side with him a little bit here because I don't want to invalidate that experience.
Abel Tesfaye, aka The Weeknd, had a problem. There was this man that had taken a special interest in his career. This man's name was Drizzy Drake. But it starts to get a little serious. People start going to The Weeknd's manager house, and people start going to Drake's house, and people start getting... Now, they suspect this is all due to the Drake and Weeknd feud, and it would make complete sense. These men have hated each other for the better part of a decade, for almost the same reasons as Kendrick and Drake hate each other.
Now, what I don't like in all this is that Drake is being a hypocrite. And by being a hypocrite, I mean like a really big hypocrite. Attaching situations that had to do with The Weeknd and his entourage and putting them on Kendrick Lamar in this song is nasty as hell. Screaming free Thug to the DA who was using the lyrics for that trial to get Young Thug locked up, but then talking about lyrics in a court case to get you a W. But what I really don't like, and this is where the whole creator economy and sphere can be kind of shaken off its path, is that Drake has been in situations where they have not followed the copyright laws in order to help him, in order to give him a boost. When this lawsuit came out, dozens of creators flooded to the Twitter sphere, flooded to the Instagrams, flooded to their platforms to let it be known that, hey, I've made content surrounding Drake's music before and it's been diss records. I didn't get any sort of copyright claim for it. I'm talking about Screwface Gene, I'm talking about Your Rage. Literally, there were dozens of people, dozens is a small number, there were a ton of people who made reactions to Drake's music in this exact beef, and he let it
Yeah, Drake is just being a complete cornball, man, and a complete hypocrite.
fly. Like, they all let it fly. And I would like to...
I had no idea this man's ego was this fragile. Imagine getting to the top of an industry, being as successful as he is, and being as talented as he is. People talk about the ghostwriters and all that, but look, man, there's a reason why you can't just give a ghostwriter to every other rapper and they turn into mega superstars. Like he said, right? He brings the flow. He brings that. He has the vibes. When it comes to this music thing, Drake is something special, bro. At least he was. I mean, a lot of that did have to do with the aura, which he's lost. But, you know what I'm saying? You got to give the man credit where credit is due. So to think that he has accomplished all of this and still his ego is so fragile that this is where he's at now. I mean, bringing streamers and reactors into the lawsuit. It's just so corny, so sad, so pathetic. I can only imagine how many jokes have been cracked at his expense at the Kendrick Lamar residence.
Think that this was some glitch in the system, you know, try to give the boy a little bit of grace. But I literally remember him calling Kai Cenat to tell him, yo, Brody, stay on stream. I got something coming.
Oh, Drake just text me! Hold on, wait! Drizzy just text me! I got a report! Stay on stream. I repeat, Drake has officially said, stay on stream.
But you literally included Kai Cenat in your lawsuit, like fact finding mission. Now
I don't think it sounds like he's trying to sue the streamers or anything like that. He's just saying that UMG should have copyright struck their reaction to Not Like Us, because that's typically how these music labels operate. If you put one of these songs, one of these hip hop songs, it doesn't even have to be a hit. Just put a song from any mainstream artist in your YouTube video. Either your video won't even get to post, or it's going to be copyright struck. You won't earn any money from it. The views will be suppressed. By the way, go check out the video I posted earlier today about a man ending it all because he got caught gooning, a father and a husband caught gooning in public. That video got money, copyright or not copyright, demonetized for another reason because of the topic. And so you probably didn't see that video. So go and check that out. But yeah, you put some music in your video that is owned by these record labels, your video is either going to get suppressed or you're not going to make any money off of it, or the video won't even go public. They'll just take down the video. Drake is saying, look, all these people, none of them had to suffer those consequences. Universal chose not to copyright strike these so that these videos could go more viral and thus make Not Like Us even more of a hit. But Drake is a hypocrite because they do that for other viral songs, including viral songs that Drake has posted. And so that's the problem here. That's the problem here. This is just absolutely pathetic on the part of Drake.
would expect them to say in this situation. Hey, you're too big of a cash cow, buddy. Why would it make sense for us to devalue you in any sort of public light? Like, even if we were beefing, even if there's some sort of contract extensions, even if there's something going on behind scenes, like, it doesn't make sense for us to make you lesser in the light. You are literally helping carry this ship that is UMG. Hell, you might be carrying this ship alone.
Universal Music Group responds to the Drake defamation lawsuit. Both Kendrick and Drake are under the same record label company, UMG, but now Universal Music responded back, pretty much saying not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical.
Now, I think it's important to note that defamation is extremely hard to prove. And that's why Drake has an uphill battle, kind of like how he did in the last lawsuit, but it's funny how they swept that one under the rug, shook hands, and played nice, and he came right back with another attempt at a jab. See, with defamation, there has to be proof, without a shadow of a doubt, that there was explicit means to do damage against said person's name. You know, to take away from their funds, to take away from their business, to slander them in the public eye. And it's funny because the crime isn't the non-copyrights. Like, the non-copyrights aren't Drake's issue. It's the fact that UMG let the biggest streamers do a reaction to a song that had misinformation or false allegations that claimed Drake to be the biggest, you know, wop, 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 wop. Like, you know the song. I can only think that this solidifies Drake's loser's actions. I was on Twitter when the news had dropped and I had started.
Yeah, man, if you're going to sue anybody for defamation, it would have to be Kendrick Lamar. But there could be no goofier move than that. Imagine being beat so bad in a rap battle that you sue the other guy. Oh my goodness gracious. It's like the Billy Carson thing where he got in a debate with that Christian apologist and he got smoked and then he tried to sue him. It's just the worst thing you could do. And so it looks like Drake here is, I mean, but then again, he has a bigger check to obtain if he can win this battle against UMG. But if anybody could possibly be hit with a defamation lawsuit and it would stick, as somebody who knows nothing about law, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you would go for the guy that actually said the stuff if they're supposedly lies and all that. UMG is just doing what they do for every other artist, which is just trying to ensure the success of their viral songs. And so to turn that into a defamation thing seems like a lost cause. I don't even who is Drake talking to? Who is Drake talking to that makes him think that he even stands a chance at winning this lawsuit? And who has deeper pockets? The guy who works for UMG or UMG? All this is doing is making him look even worse. Man, Drake truly has gone out terribly. I can't believe this man used to be one of my favorite rappers. This is so sad. The cornball levels are astronomical. Man, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I think that's really all there is to this story. Hopefully these reaction channels don't get drawn into this thing more than being mentioned in a lawsuit. Like, could you imagine if Cenat has to actually show up on to a courthouse? I don't think it's gonna go that far. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.